Peace. We're going to do an energy update for Scorpio, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo placements. We had Aries energy come out twice. That's Martian energy, which has been heavily influencing the collective. Um, First house of Aries is about our personality. It identifies or helps us to identify who we are as a character, what roles we play in life, which are never one role. Okay, we all have multiple roles that we play, and if you feel that you don't, then all right. But yeah, first house also is about our physical appearance and body. So we may be talking about like I'm picking up on how you may identify your external world, your image, okay? That may be either conflicting with or um co-creating with your ego. Okay? Personal style, self-awareness, independence, identity. Um and your outlook as well. First house Aries energy. All right, so something new is manifesting in your energy. So let's see what is what new is in your energy. All right, so oh, okay. We have decisions and fate coming out. All right, so for this collective energy, this is the first card that came out. Okay, so you have to make a decision, okay, on where you're going. And then we have fate, fortune coming out. Now, I will say that for this energy, your fate is contingent upon whatever decision that you make. Whatever this decision is, I'm not sure which you got to decide on, which you got to choose from, okay? But whatever this decision is, it has something to do with how you're perceived on the outside. Okay? So, these are sun signs, okay? This is specifically for your sun sign. So your sun in Scorpio, you're either a Scorpio, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, sun. Okay, because this has something to do with your personality, how you present yourself on the outside. All right, this could also be your rising sign as well, because with your sun sign, that's how you identify yourself, but the rising sign is typically how others may view you. Okay, so the difference in that is who you think you are opposed to who how the world receives you. Okay, so sun and rising signs are significant here. Okay, this could be your sun or your rising sign. But for whatever reason, whatever this decision that you're making, okay, this decision is between two people or two paths. All right, so you may be making some sort of contractual. You will have to make some sort of contractual decision in a relationship dynamic. This does not necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. Okay, this could be familial, platonic, romantic, or professional. Okay, but for whatever reason, okay, you're going to have to decide between two people, and this is going to determine your fate in some way, shape, form, or capacity. You are going to have to go in two directions. You're going to have two options, two paths here. Again, whatever choice you make is going to determine your fate. Now, this whatever you decide could lead to some sort of fortunate event, okay, where the wheel is turning in your favor. And when I say the wheel is turning in your favor, that doesn't necessarily mean that the outcome will turn out in your favor, but the wheel is currently turning in your favor, meaning that you are in control of your fate right now. Okay, so whatever you decide, you could be walking towards a fortunate event, or you could be re-entering some sort of cycle. Okay, or it's giving like something about intervention or intervening. Okay, so you could make a decision that intervenes with your progress. All right, so I'm being called to tell you this: whatever decision that you choose to make can not be determined based on the external outlook or the external presentation, because it's giving, I'm channeling the devil card at this point, where something is not as good as it will seem. Okay, so if you have to determine what person or what path you have to go on, most likely the perceived right choice or good choice will not look like what you think it should. That's that first house, Aries energy, because Aries energy is significant. It came out twice. So this could be mindful of people's personality. Okay, be mindful of people's personality, because it's given you have some. Okay, so this about to piss me off, and I'll be damned if the high priestess didn't fall out my hand in the reverse. Okay, we had the high priestess fell out in the reverse, and then this nurturing card came out in the upright. So you have two different energies around you. We have a true energy and a false energy. Someone is showing you who they really are, and you have someone who is wearing a mask and not really showing what their true personality is. Okay? Do not fall for someone's physical appearance or body type. Okay? So this may be you having to decide on something regarding physical attraction. Okay? Again, this does not mean that it's romantic. This could be professionally. So if you're looking for like a personal trainer or something like that, for some reason, you may be focused on the physical appearance, but it's giving that you may get or receive the best outcome by going in the direction that you wouldn't choose originally, if that makes sense. Okay, I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's like okay, there is something that's about to be presented to you where you're gonna have to choose between two people and two paths. Right now, the challenge of this test is that there is something waiting for you on both ends. Okay, there is a very fortunate offering on one end, but on the other end it might be it might intervene with you accessing whatever this fortune is. Okay, this isn't giving a karmic situation like, oh, the karmic is coming back in my energy and oh my gosh. No, this is completely different. This is completely new, because you're heading towards something. You're not looking back at anything. You're not returning to the past. You're looking forward. So these are new things that you have to go, that you're aligning with, right? But for some reason, I'm picking up on, do not fall for the physical appearance, because what you may think is being presented on a physical aspect may not give you what you necessarily need in the long run. Okay? Don't make a temporary decision based off of a no, don't make a long-term decision off of a temporary appearance. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. So I'm not sure what this is or what you're having to choose from, but it's giving somebody's fake as fuck, and then you have someone who's authentic. You have a genuine, authentic path ahead of you, and then you have a path that is going to further deter you from your goal. So be mindful. Okay? Self-awareness is key here. So we all know collectively that a cycle is ending during this time. Okay? We know that. So, of course, with certain cycles ending, some people don't want these contracts to end. Some people don't want these cycles to end. Some people don't want these things to dissolve, for whatever reason. So, in order to keep a thing going, even if it's temporarily, okay, but to keep it going or to delay the process a little bit longer, some people have the willingness to manipulate a circumstance or outcome, or to essentially make some sort of detours to prohibit something, a fated event, from happening anyway. Okay? So, you are being called to practice or perform your independence. Okay? Now, this could just be independent thinking. Like, this has been heavy on my spirit for the last couple years. It's independent thinking. And we're entering into the age of Aquarius. Aquarius energy is an independent thinker. That's where Aquarius receives its creative and innovative talent, skills, communications, ways of existing, ways of being. Okay? So you are required to practice your independent thinking. And by independent thinking, please understand that your past cannot influence how you think now. Your parents, your family, your old lovers, your friends, okay, professional, I'm hearing therapists, should not be influencing you on something that you should be thinking or considering independently. Okay, so that's another thing. I'm getting heavy therapists. Somebody received some advice from their therapist, and it's giving that that you, in some way, shape, or form, you take in what your therapist may have told you, and you are running with it without any consideration of your own independent thinking. Because essentially, therapists are not prophets. They're not gurus. You know, they're not, they can only support and guide you in a certain direction. But the fate, remember I said, are you going to put your fate in your hands or in someone else's hands? Because with this wheel turning in your favor, it's giving that the ball is in your court. You are in control. Do not give away your power to something else. Because if you do, something will be intervened. Okay? So, I don't know why, but I'm picking up on somebody. Therapist told them something, gave them some sort of advice, and they finna go and run with it. And it's not going to be what's so fortunate for you. Or something will be delayed, hindered, intervened. Okay? Take whatever your therapist said, merge it with your own independent thinking, use it as a support system, a guide. Okay? to formulate your decision in the end. Okay. I'm also picking up on a trainer. Okay. Someone has a trainer, they're taking advice from a trainer, or this may be an actual mentor, but someone that you may think is above you or ahead of you in some way, shape, or form is giving that you giving all of your power to whatever this person is. Okay. Or this may actually be like the decision that you're having to make as well. All right. So in some way, shape, or form, you've given all of your power to this trainer, to this mentor, to this therapist, right? Because you may think that, I won't even say you may think that, you may think that they are above you in some way. That's how you've given your power away, by thinking or assuming that they are greater than you, beyond you. Okay? That's where you fucked up, but it is what it is. We about to bring you back, okay? But essentially, these are all guides. If you have a trainer and you're only living your life in accordance to what they tell you or instruct you to do, you are not going to get the results that you want. Why? Because they are essentially your guide. So if your trainer tells you, okay, you do XYZ for this amount of time, blase, blase, okay? You think that they're telling you to do something when they're actually suggesting that you do something. They're giving you homework. So if they tell you to work out 3 times a week, okay, that's what they are suggesting to you. But for you, if you go home or wherever on your ride back to work and you're like, oh, well, although my trainer told me to work out 3 times a week, in some way, shape, or form, I can add another day. Or I can add another workout somewhere, somehow. Okay? Or you can say, you know what? They told me to work out Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That may not be convenient for you, but you may pick another 3 days. But for someone who doesn't have an independent thought process, okay, your trainer told you to work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think that's what I said. I don't know. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's what your trainer told you to do. But you know that you don't have the capacity to do that on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But because they told you have to do it, you're like, oh, well, I have to do it. Now you're stressing yourself out. Now you're missing out on your workouts when all you had to do was switch up your days to Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. See, something as simple, even though it's something as simple as just, switching up your days, imagine that on a much grander scale. Okay? That's something that can be easily corrected. It's like, okay, that didn't work out for me this week, so I'm going to change something else. Imagine making a decision that could influence or intervene for months, even years of your life, just based upon a suggestion that was given to you. Whether this was a therapist, a mentor, trainer, whatever. Okay? Your therapist may have suggested that you communicate something to a family member, okay? Because they have studied they have studied to a certain capacity. Okay? I'll just say that. They've studied to a certain capacity. They've reached a certain capacity. All right? And gifting an overall analysis based off of stats, based off of research, a collective. But we all know that each and every single person is unique and different. But if I give you an overall synopsis, an overall analysis of which I could only suggest to you, it's up to you to then go back and do your own research or do your own homework as to how you could move forward. Okay? All advice isn't good advice. All suggestions aren't good as suggestions, but it can be a guide towards what is perceivably good for you in your situation, your circumstance, your time space. Okay? Now, this could, like I said, this could be the outlook that you have, the external, because someone has a certification, a license in a certain department. That doesn't necessarily mean that they know any more or less than you do. Okay? Now, they may have access to different resources than you, or been taught a different way than you, but it's not the all-knowing. And that's what people have to come to understand, is that just because someone has a license, a certification, that does not mean they know everything. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are above you. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to like take it as like some all-knowing sacred information. No, I promise you, it's not that. Why? Because every trainer, mentor, therapist is being guided by something outside of them. They're still researching, they're still studying. New things are coming into existence, or new ways of certain things, of the same things, are coming into existence. Statistics are changing, okay? Science is changing. Math, believe it or not, is changing. There's a lot of changes that are happening right now, or has already happened, and it's just now being publicized. But there's a lot of changes that are happening. So we are all people trying to figure this shit out. Okay? We're all regular people. It doesn't matter what your title is. It doesn't matter what your role is. It doesn't matter what your license says. It doesn't matter what your certification says. It does not matter what your degree says. It definitely doesn't matter what school you went to, what realms you've entered in, what rooms you've entered in, what people you've met that places you above anyone else. Because in some way, shape, form, or capacity, we are all still learning, developing, growing. New things are happening every single day. We're trying to find solutions to problems every single day. But the moment you place your power in something outside of you, who you perceive may be greater than you, that you've lost already. This is going to be very, very significant for you coming up. Okay? Very, very significant. And you know, a lot of times, some people will not take advice from someone due to how they appear, due to the credentials that they may lack, due to the lack of resources, or the lack of networking connections and things like that. Oh, okay. That's where this is going. Okay. So it's giving that you're going to have a very significant decision to make regarding two people and two paths, right? One person is going to present themselves as this mentor, trainer, someone who promotes, again, I'm saying promotes themselves as this big thing, when really they're only learning. They're still learning and only regurgitating something that they have previously learned from someone else. Okay? But they're still in the learning phase. So they can't provide you with anything more than what they have already taken from someone else, or been taught by someone else. But then there's going to be a person or a path that's going to present yourself that seems like they don't have the credentials, the status, the title, the roles, the connections, okay? And you may fuck around and disregard this person or this path because it does not present itself in a way that you think it should. And you may fuck around and miss out on an opportunity, or something may be delayed because you went for the look and not the wisdom. So there is, yeah, that's what I'm getting, yo. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. Be mindful. Be very, very mindful here. Okay? Because like I was saying, you know, you have to be mindful because, you know, not every scholar has a degree. I'm gonna say that again, okay? Because there's a lot of people that need to hear this shit. Every scholar does not have a degree. The best investors have no previous or prior background in finance. The best healers, not doctors, my love, healers, the best of them are not in your hospitals. Okay? The best of them don't have degrees. Right? The best therapists, trainers, and mentors who really know some shit and could really advise you on some shit, nah? They aren't certified or licensed to do so, but they know some shit. Why? Because their experience surpasses the limitations of the system. We have a Queen of Wands in energy. This is a feminine energy. This can be a man or a woman. Now, for you new souls, new young souls that are just now tapping into spirituality and tarot readings and things like that, please understand that the more advanced spiritualists, not that they are above you, okay? Because it's a lot of shit that you young new souls can teach the advanced souls. We all need each other. That's one thing. But anyway, for the ones that are new to tarot, oracle, readings and things like that, okay? Just because something is presenting itself in a specific energy, that does not mean that it assumes the role of that energy, okay? Because a Queen of Wands today could be a King of Swords tomorrow, right? But right now we have a Queen of Wands, so this is a feminine energy. So someone has settled into the energy of a Queen of Wands, okay? So they are presenting themselves as a feminine character who is this is someone who is, whose energy is this? This may be your energy. I'm not sure. Or this is the person presenting themselves in this energy. Okay? Oh, this is the person who is presenting themselves as this energy, okay? So someone is presenting themselves as a Queen of Wands, okay? It's coming out in the upright. Now, again, with readings and things like that, Just because someone is presenting themselves in a specific energy or cloaking themselves in a certain energy, that does not mean that that is who they really are. All right. So some of y'all be having, like, oh, it's in the upright. Oh, this mean good. No, that doesn't necessarily mean that something is good or bad. Something can come out. A card can come out in the reverse. Okay. That could be an energy that someone is cloaking themselves in, but that does not necessarily mean that that's who they really are. And this is the importance of spiritual when it comes down to spirituality, reading, and receiving. Okay? Because there's a lot that's happening in the happenings. And that doesn't necessarily mean that what you see or what you hear is really what it is. Okay? But anyway, this is giving I'm picking up on, this is the energy of whomever this person that's giving advice. Okay? This is the person that's giving advice. They may be coming off as someone who is very level-headed, very emotionally regulated, very much in tune to their feminine aspects. So this person may present themselves as someone who can resonate with your energy. Now, if this is something that, if you're needing some sort of support, this person is presenting themselves as if they are a support system. If you're in need of like advice, okay, this person may be presenting themselves as someone who has a lot of good advice to give. Okay? This person may be presenting themselves as someone who's very strong-willed, okay? So someone who is powerful, someone who is courageous, okay? Someone who steps, it's giving like someone who puts themselves on the front lines, okay? This may be someone who is a fighter as well, or this is how they present themselves, like they fought through and they were courageous and they have all the, yeah, this is how they are presenting themselves. Because Aries energy, I've said this in a reading before, if you have Aries placements, you're a good fighter. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to mean that you are a good physical fighter. It can be, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this is a fight of physical. You may be a good fighter when it comes down to emotions, when it comes down to spirituality, when it comes down to intellectual abilities, okay? In fighting doesn't, there are many ways that we fight. All right? So this is giving like someone presenting themselves as if they've had to fight. All right? Honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. This is giving like someone who has grew up in a very privileged environment, and yet they're acting or presenting themselves as if they're oppressed or in poverty. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Those people who want to be, it's like you've been given a good life, but to fit in, you want to make it seem like you went through hell and back type energy. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it's giving. Or it's like if someone's giving you advice, it's like they are, or they may be presenting themselves like, yeah, I went through that too. A me too ass person. I went through that too. I can resonate with that too. So because I went through that, I can offer or extend this advice because I've gone through it myself. Whole time they ain't went through none of that shit you went through. What did I say? You have someone that's false and you have someone that's true. Now, You may have someone in your energy or someone's in your energy that really went through some shit, and how they are presenting themselves or how they are showing up in your life may contradict what you think it should look like or be. Don't fall for it. All right, do not fall for it. But yeah, this Queen of Wands, they coming out, even though they're coming out in the upright, what I'm channeling from this energy is that someone is trying to me too your ass, okay? It's like resonate with your story, offer you advice, suggest certain things, and they ain't been through not a lick of what you've been through. It's like they have consumed, absorbed, and even observed certain things, but it's like they've conceptualized what they feel may be good advice, and they're presenting it or promoting it as that. All right. And this is someone who this is someone who has all the credentials, because the wands is power. So this is someone who, the queen, okay, that's the nurturing motherly energy, right? So this person, resonance is significant here. So they're resonating with you through the credentials that they have or have accumulated. Okay? This is their secret weapon too, because with the wand, holding the wand, this is their secret weapon. This is how they gain power. And this is oftentimes how people give away their powers to a source that's outside of them. Whomever this person is a Pisces or an Aries. Okay? They may have this placement in their chart. This may be their sun sign or their rising sign. Pisces, Aries. Okay? All right, so we have guarded and vulnerable coming out beside the Queen of Wands. You may be feeling, your spirit may be prompting you. Okay, so when you get around this person, you feel uncomfortable. You get around this person and you feel uncomfortable as fuck. All right? So there's an energy that you feel comfortable around, and then there's an energy that you feel uncomfortable around. And it's so interesting because, okay, the energy that you feel uncomfortable around is this person with all these credentials. This is the person that you're receiving some sort of advice from, but you don't feel comfortable. But because they have the credentials that you seek, you're taking advice from them. But then on the opposing end, there is someone that you do feel comfortable taking advice from. However, they don't have the credentials to back it up. So instead of you investing into the person that you feel comfortable with, you instead, or in turn, invest into someone that makes you uncomfortable, but you do it because they got the credentials though. But you ain't seen not a lick of return. You haven't seen a desired result or outcome yet. It's like you keep revisiting this same thing over and over in hopes that there will be a different result. Why? Because you have given away your power and you are not practicing your independent thinking. Because if you were, you wouldn't even be investing into whoever this is anymore. You would have pulled your energy back from this person or stop investing into this person. All right? That's number one. Number two, you already have the answers to whatever this problem is. It's like you're paying someone to give you advice on some shit that you already know you should be doing. In some way, shape, or form, you're needing an accountability partner, but you're looking in the wrong direction. It's giving that the person that could be all of these things for you is presenting itself, all right? But because they don't have the look, you're disregarding them. Because they don't align with the image that you have created around whatever this circumstance is, you have disregarded them. And yet, you're still guarded. You're still not receiving the outcomes that you want. You're still holding on to patterns that you're trying your hardest to get the fuck out of. You're blocking your heart, okay? You emotionally unregulated or unstable. Because you're constantly going to whoever this is and you're still not getting what you need. This, you have an issue with your ego. Something in your ego is distorting how you're living your life. It's distorting your reality in so many ways than one. Remember I said earlier, the first house of Aries, okay? Ego. How you present yourself to the world. Remember I said the person that you think you are may not be how the world receives you. And it's because you lack the awareness, and you lack the awareness because you have put your ego on a high horse. And in turn, you put your ego on this high horse while also giving your power away to someone who's doing the same exact thing as you are. Now, I'm not saying that this it resonates for every single therapist and every single doctor and every single trainer. No, but for this collective group, it does. Yeah. You're going to seek advice from someone who is just as attached to their ego as you are. So how in the hell are you going to get any type of results when you're just staring at a mirror image of who you are, which makes you uncomfortable? Let's get into it. Let's get another card out. All right, so we have Five of Pentacles under decisions and contemplation. Okay, you are going through something right now. This could be it's some form of poverty that you're going through. Some sort of form of poverty or oppression where you feel like you're lacking somewhere. So with the Five of Pentacles, this could be in your worldly matters. So this could be financially. This could be emotionally. This could be materialistically, okay? Relationally. All right? This could be spiritually as well. Because the idea of worldly matters is an extension of everything that you participate in your world. Okay? Pentacles is not always about money. Is more to it than that. All right? But for whatever reason you're feeling discontent with wherever you are, which obviously if you're seeking some sort of external help, whether that's like a trainer, a mentor, a therapist, whoever it is that you're talking to or going to for whatever. This could be like a practitioner. This could be like a religious person, so like a pastor or someone that's in the church. This could be anybody. But you getting it right. I'm sorry to tell you, but under this decision and contemplation, okay, you're getting it right. You're getting advice from the wrong person. I'm sorry, I can't make it up. The way that I'm reading these cards right now, okay, decision is falling right over top of, Five of Pentacles is falling right over the decisions. So whoever you're getting advice from is further putting you in this oppressive energy, in this lack energy, because you're seeking advice from someone who's just as egotistical as you are, who thinks the same way that you do in some way. It doesn't have to be the exact same, but there is something that attracted you to this person, and that's keeping you around to continuously invest into them. So it's something that is shared between you all. Even though you feel uncomfortable around this person, even though you haven't received some sort of result. Why? Because there is something that you both share, something that you have in common that keeps you coming back. And the reality of it is, you're looking head on into a mirror. And instead of you seeking out someone who's going to hold you accountable, even though that's what you say that you want, but you aren't seeking out an accountability partner, because that will trigger you. That's going to push you away. And I say that because there is someone in your energy who can be your accountability partner, and you're choosing to disregard or ignore them. All right? But there's something that you share in common with this person. It's like a mirror image of who you are. And instead of holding you accountable, they are enabling your behaviors by way of reassuring something within you that needs to change. Coddling you when you need to be extracted, penetrated a little bit, pushed, challenged. All right? You don't need someone that's going to be, if this is your trainer, okay, and they're telling you, oh, well, for one thing, okay, whomever this trainer is, I'm not going to say they're just doing it for the bread, but they're doing it for the bread, okay? Because there's a certain level of upkeep, maintenance, and care that you have to have for your clients in order for them to get results. So this is given like somebody who just promotes themselves in a way or markets themselves in a way, but this person cannot provide results for other people. Or it's like this person may pick and choose who they can train and who they can't train. Why? Because they aren't really who they say that they are. They may have been able to produce results for themselves or someone with similar shared goals, but for something outside of that comfort zone, okay, it's null and void. And I say that because if you have had a consultation with your trainer and you've identified your if you have identified your lifestyle to this trainer, okay, by way of consultation, if it went that way, you know, Your trainer would not be telling you as an individual to work out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, okay? Knowing your lifestyle. If they're really going by the consultation or the rapport that they have, um, gotten on you. I'm sorry, I know I keep taking pauses, but it's like I'm getting so many different like interpretations. But this one is standing out, okay? But going back to that, if you have consulted with this trainer and you have given them the information that is necessary for them to start a program with you, they should know not to tell you to work out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays because they know it conflicts with your lifestyle. That was indicator number one that you didn't pay attention to. Why is my trainer telling me to work out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, knowing that I have X, Y, and Z that I'm doing on Fridays? But they're telling you, oh, you have to push yourself. Oh, if you really want it, you go get it. You go eat. When really they're wanting you to overcompensate for their lack. And that lack is they really don't give a fuck. They just there to make bread. Okay. And it's a lot of people out there like that. There's a lot of people in these fields, in these careers, that's just doing it for the bread or just doing it for the attention, for the external image. They don't really care about that shit. They don't really like doing the shit. Oh, but it make them look good though. But they making money off it though. And granted, you don't have to like something in order to make money off of it. But when you're working intimately with someone, you have to have some sort of care. Okay? You have to provide some sort of care here. Okay? But yeah. That's kind of what it's giving. Take it however resonates. That's just one interpretation, but there's many that I'm downloaded that I'm not going to tap into because we will be here all night. But like I said, whatever or whomever you're choosing to invest in, okay, you're investing into a fraud. You're not getting no results. And you know you're not getting no results, but you keep going back because why? They're feeding your ego. Because you think you need to hear, go hard, do that shit, toughen up. You think that that's what you need to hear, but in all actuality, you need to hear the truth and then also be held accountable for whatever or what all that truth is. That you just might not even be ready for, which is why you continuously invest into places and spaces that don't benefit you. It feels good temporarily, but long term, you find yourself at a dead end. All right? What's coming under the fate fortune energy? Fate and fortune. What's coming out under fate and fortune is reflecting shadow work. What did I say? Someone's ego is going to be the detriment of their fate. If they don't choose to go in a different direction here or choose a different path or a different person. All right. Yeah. All right. So this other card came out. I'm just gonna sit that there. That's gonna go in the Queen of Wands. But someone is having to do some shadow work here to close out this cycle. And part of closing out this cycle is you accepting that your ego is the problem, identifying where this issue is coming from so that you can in turn be okay with accepting the solution, which in turn is going to make you have to alter your routine. Fixed signs are significant, okay? So if your sun or rising isn't here, you may be a fixed sign. Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus. So the only one that isn't up here is Leo, because we have Scorpio, Taurus. Oh, we don't have Aquarius. So Aquarius or Leo. Maybe your sun or rising sign. Okay? Because this is definitely giving fixed, stubborn energy in its lower aspects. Okay? So you're having to do some soul searching, some deep soul searching, so that you can change your fate or change your desired result. Because, like I said, whatever decision you're having to make is well within your control. It's well within your control. It's just that you aren't making the conscious decision to change. And nobody is stopping or preventing this but you. Oh, that's what you're trying to get advice on. You don't see the results, but you it's like you're blaming your not being able to get results on everything outside of you. Like, none of it is your fault. There is no accountability here. So how will you align with an accountability partner if you aren't willing to hold yourself accountable? That's why you've aligned with this Queen of Wands energy, this false energy, because in some way, shape, or form, this is you. Yeah. A lot of times we want things that we can't even offer or extend to ourselves. And I can speak on this shit because I've been there and I've done it. Okay? Having the expectation to receive when I didn't even have the capacity to give it. And as much as we want to assume that we are these great people that are going through a human experience and we're going to fuck up and we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, you're right. We're going to fuck up. But how long will we use that as a crutch? Or as an excuse for why we aren't doing better or growing or evolving? Okay? That's what this whole situation is giving, for real. Like, and like I said, it's like you're trying to find an answer, but you're refusing to turn the mirror back on yourself. You're consistently trying to find an external reason or an excuse that has nothing to do with you. And even if you say, you know what, actually, I could be doing better. It's like you're the type of person that's like, oh, I know I could be doing better, but I'm consciously choosing not to do better because X, Y, and Z played a factor in blah, blah, blah. It's never, I could be doing better, let me change this tomorrow. It's never that. It's always an excuse that's followed up by your distorted way of holding yourself accountable. And that, with the energy that you're resting or settled in, is the same energy that whomever this person that you're seeking advice from is giving to you. The same effort that you're giving yourself is the same effort that whoever this is giving to you. And you know it. And you're aware of it. But in some way, shape, or form, it feeds your already distorted ego. So when are you going to make the choice? Because it's right in your hands. You're in control. The ball is in your court. Better stop falling for the okie dokie, for real. Okay. Cause look, this is giving, and you know what? I love doing readings like this because I personally cannot stand when people when readers act as if their collective is always in the right. Like their collective never do no wrong. Their collective ain't never the karmic. Their collective ain't never the problem. Their collective ain't never being fake or false. Their collective ain't never lying. They never make errors. They never make mistakes. It's, oh, you are in alignment with abundance because you did everything right, bro. No. Your collective been waiting on abundance for 3-4 years now. Still getting readings from you on when the abundance is gonna come. And you keep reassuring. Remember I said reassurance. Okay. Instead of the reader telling you, I'm reading in these cards that you have lacked in this area, and this is why you haven't received abundance. Instead, they're like, no, just keep holding on, just keep doing what you just keep moving forward. They go get there. You gonna get your justice. That's what I mean. All right. So if you are someone who has been going to the same practitioner, the same reader, reading into the same old things, every single time you go, every time you visit them, every time you reach out, you're getting the same ass results, and it's been like this consistently, and you're not seeing your desired outcome. But yet you keep on giving them your money. You keep on watching them on social media. You keep praising them. And you still ain't get what you desire. Why? Because you think that this practitioner is holding you accountable. You think that this practitioner is working for you. When in all reality, they doing it for the image and they doing it for the bread. So yeah, if they can just feed you some bullshit and you following it, why? Because it feeds your distorted and broken ego. It doesn't hold you accountable. It doesn't say, well, actually, they don't say, oh, actually, why the fuck do you want to read into their energy? Actually, you should be reading into your own energy and destiny and correcting some shit on your own timeline. Okay? Or you shouldn't be paying for this type of work because this person has X, Y, and Z type of protection. Or actually, I'm reading to their energy and everything that you have conceptualized in your mind is false. That outcome that you are expecting to happen is not going to happen. Why? Because you didn't speak up for yourself. Because you didn't make that move. Because you didn't dispose of that or disregard that energy or cut that tie. Your abundance is being blocked because you still fighting for a $2 raise. You still fighting for that promotion. That's why you ain't seeing no movement. Okay, those are the practitioners and readers that y'all should be listening to, but because they don't reassure or enable or coddle your already distorted perception of life, those are the ones you want to invest into. Or you see somebody with 100,000 followers on Instagram and, oh, that's the person that I have to invest into because they must be doing something right with 100K followers, not even realizing that 80,000 of them bitches they bought. You see these influencers and people flexing in certain shit that they running, that they scheming and plotting to keep up and maintain. Now, granted, get it how you motherfucking live. Because we all out this bitch trying to survive, okay? I ain't judging how you get. I don't judge people based off of how you get it. Just don't come fucking around over here with me, though. Because I don't operate from that energy. But by all means, live your life. Do you, make it however you make it. Do what the fuck you gotta do for your people. Because everybody else gonna do it. Just don't come fucking around in my energy. That's on that. So again, whatever it is that you're seeking, collective, is not something that you're able to give yourself, for one, but also whatever it is that you are expecting from whoever it is that you're getting advice from, it's false. They are, I'm sorry, but they are a fraud. Why? Because you a fraud. And you won't admit it to yourself. In some way, shape, form, or capacity, you are a fraudulent ass person. It is what it is, bro. We didn't already, all of us in some way have been frauds, have been living a motherfucking lie, have been distorted, trapped in distorted realities, okay? Trapped in distorted identities and personalities, okay? All of us are victims of it. All of us. However, once you realize that you a fucking fraud and you okay with being a fraud, you shouldn't have no problems. You shouldn't have no problems with the things that you're receiving in life. I'm just saying. Because like I have come to so many arrivals due to shadow work where it's like, oh wait, you a whole fraud. That ain't you for real. That's who you had to be though. But that's not, even though that is a character or a role that you have to play, that doesn't necessarily mean that you got to walk around and wear that mask for the rest of your life. That was just a period of time. That was just a chapter in your life. That shit is gone now. That shit is over now. And you know it. And you still okay with being a fucking fraud? Or are you going to change? Are you going to become the person the character that you need to develop into for this chapter? Because that shit has already passed. That shit is already done. If I know that somebody is giving me some fraudulent ass advice, or I just figure out that, oh no, like that's not in alignment with where I'm going, I'm not going to continue to invest into that person. This is what I was channeling earlier. So this is in the collective energy. I always tweet what's going on in the energy. So please don't think that you know my motherfucking life based off of what you see on me tweeting. Because it could be the complete opposite that's going on in my life. Just saying. As a channeler, that's just what it is. Someone who's sensitive to energies, I be feeling what's going on sometimes. And I tweet about the shit. Why? Because I don't want to hold something within me that's not mine. So I give it back. And my way of giving it back is tweeting it. Because it's somebody that resonates with that energy. It is. Even if it's not my experience, and I have no problem letting people know, though, if someone questioned me like, oh, yo, you straight? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just channeling energy. But I'm not going to sit here and be, oh, yeah, oh my gosh, woe is me. I need support. And I did. When I know that that's not what I need. When I know that's not the energy I'm in. That's what I mean by fraudulent. It could be the most small thing. All right? Sometimes we can be frauds by seeking out attention from external parties that we really don't need. Why? Because we're being called to solitude, to do some shadow work. And a lot of us tend to avoid that because we've been a fraud for so long that we don't want to put the mirror up and actually face what the deficit is, what the void is, what the missing piece is. So we rather distract ourselves with other things. I done been there and done that so many different times where it was like, you know what, Spirit, actually, I don't want to deal with this shit right now. So let me go lay up with my ex. Actually, I don't feel like dealing with these emotions right now. So let me go drink some liquor. Actually, I don't feel like communicating how I really feel to this person. So let me ignore them for months. I done did that shit, yo. Being a motherfucking fraud. But I can admit it to myself. And I can correct it. And I have no problem apologizing or admitting when I have shown up as a fraud. I just recently did the shit. I'm mad at somebody that I shouldn't even been mad at. But because I was channeling the energy of anger and that person was there, it unleashed. But in less than 12 motherfucking hours, that person got a apology from me. And the reasoning and the explanation behind the apology as well. I wasn't I apologize for what I did or how I make you feel, because I can't stand when y'all be passive aggressive with y'all motherfucking apologies. Okay, y'all want to apologize to people and then I'm sorry for how I may have made you feel. Motherfucker, you could have kept that. Try again. But I apologize because I was angry at some shit and I misdirected my anger. So I apologize to you. Because you didn't deserve that. Feel me? Yeah, it's little things like that. Being a fraud, y'all, it's like y'all try to make things so much bigger than what the fuck it is. Even though there's levels to this shit, there's an amplification to every energy. Absolutely. But if you can't identify the little small things that make you a fraud, that make you fake, if you can't identify the small things, those small things are going to eventually accumulate over time into bigger things. And that's when it actually becomes a part of who you are. That actually becomes a character. That's just like with liars. Okay? Someone who's really good at lying as an adult had to lie as a child. Because remember, I was saying earlier that sometimes our characters develop into personalities that we feel we had to become based upon our experiences. Right? So as a child, someone may have felt like they had to lie all the time to their parents, and they became a compulsive liar or a habitual liar in their adult life, even though their childhood no longer exists on this timeline, in this time space. They have gone through so many different things, probably didn't even got away from their motherfucking parents, but they're still lying. Why? Because all of those small lies, all of those small actions and behaviors, okay, that they never corrected, eventually became who they are. And they become a fraud because of it. And I say a fraud because in no way, shape, or form can they stand in their truth. Because they're accustomed to it, has become a part of their genetic makeup. And guess what happens? when that becomes a part of your goddamn DNA. You pass it on to your offspring. Then your offspring become habitual liars. Okay? But guess what? Amplification of energy. Oh, it's coming in 3 times as worse. Why do you think children are karmic work? You think you a good liar? Wait till you have your child. You think you a good manipulator? Wait till you have your child. You think you good at being sneaky? Wait till you have your child. And y'all be thinking y'all know y'all kids so much. You don't even know yourself. Okay? You don't even know your own self. How the fuck you think you know your kids? When they just a mirror image of you, they a fraud just like you are. Yeah. Yeah, and I know my delivery is not good. I'm sorry, but I notice as I progress in my readings that my passion always increases. Amplification of energy, trying to tell you. But I start to just let that shit out. And guess what? Maybe in the beginning of my readings, I try to present myself in a way that is easily digestible. And maybe that makes me a motherfucking fraud, okay? Probably. Because I feel my most authentic self when I'm cussing y'all the fuck out and when I'm expressing myself like this, because you can feel me. Because I feel myself. But because a lot of y'all don't know how to digest and interpret my energy and what I'm picking up, because you can't receive it with love, with clarity, with closure, with truth, as it's my intention to gift that to you all. I minimize myself and I come on here in peace and try to give. Nah. Because guess what? Even though how I'm speaking right now may trigger your ass, that shit go sit on your spirit. It's go be in your energy. You go reflect. It's go be in your head. You go hear me. You go feel me. And you go remember me as this. Not as a, oh, peace, guys. Come on in. But you know, I gotta, reel y'all in, get y'all comfortable, get y'all seated, and then give y'all the real shit. Because if you ever make it to the middle to end of my readings without skipping, you already know what it is. You already know the good shit don't get good until it get good. Until that fire start. Okay? But anyway, back to y'all. Y'all some frauds. And I'm sorry, collective. You know, I love everybody. But it's a lot of shit I don't like. Okay? And this is one of them. Okay? And I'm taking the journey with y'all. Even though I'm sharing my wisdom and I'm sharing my energy to a certain degree. Okay? Sharing it to a certain extent, okay? It ain't but going but reaching but so far. But anyway, some of y'all need to hear the motherfucking truth. Okay? Because my collective, listen, we have a very broad collective. I have people from all different types of areas, aspects, and walks of life that watch me. All right? I don't just have victims that's looking for answers that watch me. I don't have people that's just ego driven that follow me, that just need that fix. Okay? Beware of the energetic vampires posing as motherfucking readers, okay? Anyways, I have people that watch me from all walks of life, and I know I trigger a lot of people because at the end of the day, I am going to speak my truth. I'm going to speak what the divine gifts to me, okay? I am going to speak on certain shit, but I never tell on nobody. Okay. But anyway, I'ma speak what I need to motherfucking speak. Cause a lot of y'all need to hear the shit. Okay? Y'all need to hear the shit. And it's gonna trigger the fuck out of you. But again, you are going to hear me, you are going to feel me, and you're going to remember me. And I'm going to have a nice home in your head. You're going to always hear my motherfucking voice. Because I do speak the truth. I love on everybody. All right? I love on everybody. And it's certain shit that I would never do. And it has nothing to do with what was taught to me. But it's just a certain code that I live by. All right? But bitch, you gonna hear what the fuck I gotta say. Because you need to. And unfortunately, we have come to in this time space, in this generation and stuff, you can't try to talk. You know what, somebody told me this one time. And I was like, you know what? No, some people just need the love and they just need the gentleness and the softness. But you got to know who the fuck to be soft with and who to be hard with. And at what time? Remember, I said, I don't know if it was in this reading or the reading before that, but success is measured by timing, risk, and luck. And it's the same thing with succeeding and getting a message through to someone. You got to know what are your risks, the timing, got to be the right timing, okay? And luck, what energy you're in. Is it a good energy? Is it a bad energy? Is it a receptive energy? Is it a rejected energy? Okay, what kind of luck, what kind of energy are you in? It's significant, it's important. All right, so this someone told me that you can't talk to everybody the same way. Even though I'm trying to work on it, that's something that I'm working on, because one thing about it is, when it comes to me communicating how I feel, oh bitch, it ain't gonna be nothing fraud about it. I'm not gonna tell you some shit that I ain't feeling just to make you comfortable. All right? I'm not gonna do it. So unfortunately, everybody receives me in a very direct way. Now, I could talk like how I was talking in the beginning, or I could talk like how I am right now. But regardless of the fact, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. I'm not, no. That's something I'm not fraudulent about. You going to know exactly how I feel. You may not know exactly what I'm thinking or how I'm moving, but bitch, I'm going to tell you how I feel. Right? So, with that being said, I definitely had to learn that I needed to work on my delivery, my approach to certain things, because, again, timing, risks, and luck. Luck might not be on my side one day. All right? And I may take, because it has happened, where I've taken risks in my communication and luck wasn't on my side because the timing was off. And it led to unnecessary arguments, okay? Unnecessary chaos. Even though my intent was not to disturb anyone, my intent was to be direct in how I was feeling. However, just because you may be in alignment with that energy, that doesn't necessarily mean that someone's in alignment with being able to receive it at the capacity that you're able to give. Now, I'm the type of person where I like it raw. All right? Because I'm not fraudulent in that area of my life, I can receive it raw. I kind of expect to receive it raw, to be honest. Meaning, as direct as I am with you, I expect you to be as direct with me. But I understand the balance and the energies, and sometimes you know, you're not gonna get what you can blah blah blah. Okay, cool. But that's my expectation. Motherfucker, just tell me what it is. Don't try to skate. Don't try to beat around the bush. Don't try to like doctor up the situation. Don't do none of that shit. Just tell me what the fuck it is and what it ain't. And then we can actually come to some sort of solution. We can resolve the issue. But if you toying around with the shit and you playing around like a motherfucking child, what the fuck do you expect? Cause bitch, don't put me in the energy where I want to play the same game that you playing. Cause then you really ain't gonna like my ass. Okay? But anyway, that's kind of to get back to this situation, this fraudulent ass energy. My collective is in a fraudulent ass energy. I'm sorry. I'm not. As you know, I have grown and developed in a way where, because as long as I've been doing readings or just communicating with people in general, I've always been a pretty direct person. People from my past can tell you, people from the now experience can tell you. She means exactly what she says. When I say the shit, if there is an error in my communication, I meant what the fuck I said when I said it, but upon reflection and my ability to see error, especially in my delivery, if it's something that I'm working towards, I don't mind correcting it. I don't mind apologizing. I don't mind admitting it. And people from my past and people from my now experience can attest to that as well. All right? So, this is a message to my collective, is that there is something you need to be saying directly, but it's giving that you're being fraudulent around it. You're toying around with the idea. You're trying to manipulate certain things. Okay? Or you're not being somebody ain't being completely honest about their situation, which is why they keep getting distorted advice. It's like they need some sort of support and that someone is needing some support and advice, but because they are giving a distorted truth, they're not getting their desired results. That's what okay, full circle coming around. All right, full circle moment. You not being completely honest with your situation, specifically the role that you played in a specific situation, and you're seeking advice and you're like, oh well, I'm still not getting the results that I want. Why? Because your ass is lying about some shit, or you just don't want to take accountability for your flawed ways or your error. It's like you're trying to find a way to maneuver around it or skip around it. If someone, okay, so this is back to the personal training, right? Your personal trainer, even though your personal trainer is not necessarily going off of going off of their consultation that they had with you, right? There's some error there, okay? But the bigger error is that you lied about your lifestyle. I don't know I don't know what you're trying to prove, or I'm not sure who you're trying to, it's giving like you try to flex something that's not happening. It's fraudulent. So it's giving like, okay, so this is a situation that I'm picking up on. It's something to do with this trainer, but it's like, even though I'm picking up on this one specific scenario, it's being mirrored in so many different aspects with different characters. Okay, so even though I'm speaking on a trainer client, um, even though I'm speaking in a way of like explaining the trainer and the client, this could be a mentor and a student. This could be a professional and someone else. This could be a family member or someone else. This could be your lover or someone. Okay, however it resonates for you. But specifically, someone hired a trainer. All right, their trainer told them, well, you need to work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right. Now, upon this person's, like, whatever they said that they were doing on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right? They're trying to figure out, okay, how can I incorporate this into my schedule? Okay. But at the same time, why would my trainer tell me to work out on these days, knowing that I have all this stuff going on, and they're trying to push me, and I'm thinking or assuming that this is the push that I need, but really it's not, and really I'm now missing days, but then I'm lying to my trainer, and then it's like it's a lot. It's a lot. So you're it's like you're supposed to be meeting with your trainer Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but you're missing sessions, or something's always coming up, or there's just some sort of inconsistency. Okay, but the thing is, if your personal trainer went by your consultation, they wouldn't even be scheduling you on those days anyway. But then if there's a certain aspect of, well, actually what you told your trainer doesn't really align or match up to your actual lifestyle. It's like you're getting caught up or trapped in your own lifestyle or in your own lies, and it's just like it's mirroring in a lot of different aspects of your life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't have to tell your trainer exactly what you got going on in your lifestyle, but at least be honest about your lifestyle. And by being honest with your lifestyle, instead of, okay, it's something as simple as someone's throat is heavily blocked because someone could, it's like, oh, so someone made it seem like they had a lot going on the other days when they don't, and now it's like their schedule, something's going on with the scheduling. Okay, and it's because, again, someone lied about their lifestyle. So instead of this person going to their trainer and saying, well, actually I have days that have been freed up, okay, let's just say Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday is more convenient for you. Instead of this person saying, actually, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays are more convenient, they rather keep up with this facade, okay, of them being busy or them having a lot going on and struggling with keeping up with the schedule that they have. It's like, bro, just fucking go to them and say, I'm straight on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday between X, Y, and Z time. How can we manage this schedule better so that you won't have to exhaust yourself in other ways, and also try to keep you paying for sessions that you're not even going to. It's stupid. You're wasting money. Not calling you stupid, but the action is just a little off. Why would you do that to yourself? In the name of keeping up an image. I promise y'all be stressing over the wrong shit, bro. I swear on everything, y'all be worried about the wrong shit. Okay, your trainer don't care enough about your ass to give you to first of all question, like, bro, you might want to start because you missing sessions and you got a lot going on, don't you think? Da 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 da, or whatever they don't give a fuck. about that. So why do you think they give a fuck about what you're doing behind the scenes? I said this in a reading before. Self-importance is a motherfucker. A lot of people think that they are way more important in people's world or reality than they really are in actuality. You're never as important as you may think that you are. You're not. I'm sorry. And that's what it's giving. Like, my collective is struggling with and battling with some insecurities. Okay, y'all are struggling and battling with your identity, how you are perceived on the outside, but how you perceive things on the outside, and it's all manifesting in your energy. Why? Because in the same way that you think or assume someone is viewing you is how you're judging them. So you feel like you have to keep up with an image in all actuality, because you're comparing yourself to someone else that's not even in the same lane as you. That's why you stress the fuck out. And that's projecting in and bleeding into all of your relationship dynamics. So this is just between you and your trainer, you and your mentor, you and your therapist. But this is projecting, and you know what? Now I see. You're searching for answers from your mentor, your trainer, your therapist. Why? Because these same exact themes are playing out in your family dynamics and your romantic dynamics and your professional dynamics. Okay, it's playing in your financial dynamics, because you too worried about the wrong shit. Whoever this Queen of Wands is, because we have the Queen of Wands and then the Seven of Wands that's falling right on top of that. All right, here we go. I'm trying to show y'all. All right, we have the Queen of Wands, the Seven of Wands. You're going to end up standing up for yourself against whoever this person is that you're investing into. Why? Because you just heard, you just clocked your motherfucking T. Okay? But most importantly, something is going to click for you once you go, because we have reflecting and shadow work coming out. Okay? So you're definitely in this reflection period. And you're going to come to realize that you're going to have to stand up to whomever this Queen of Wands is that's in your energy. All right. This is the person that you've been receiving advice from. Now, this is someone that you have put a lot of trust into, or someone who has like the backing or the credentials for you to take advice from. So this could be like a trusted loved one that you've been taking advice from, or a trusted friend, someone that has been around you for a while and you feel that you can trust their advice. Or this is an actual like licensed certified someone, right? But whatever it is that they are telling you, you may be seeking advice from someone else and it completely contradicts the person that you trust, or completely contradicts the person who has the credentials to be able to offer or extend you some sort of advice. But something's going to come to an end, okay? With whatever or what all this is, it's gonna start with you first and foremost, because you're getting tired of your outcomes, but there's a certain part of you that's getting tired of your own. You're starting to get tired of your own shit, which is why you started to go and seek advice outside of yourself anyway. All right. So you're getting tired of your shit, and then you're realizing that whoever you're getting this advice from, this fraudulent behavior, this fraudulent energy, this Queen of Wands energy that you've been seeking advice from, okay, you're now realizing that you're awakening to your own fraudulent characteristics. But because you are awakening to your own shit, you're now starting to awaken to their shit as well. Yeah, you're starting to awaken to you've awakened to, okay. So it's like you realized something was going on, but and then it's like you were half in, half out. Like, yeah, I know that I should assume some sort of responsibility, but it's because of da 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 da. Like, it just never stops with you. There's always something else, okay? And basically, whoever you were seeking advice from or whatever was basically what's the word I'm looking for? Was basically like, it's a specific word that I'm looking for, but basically they just agree with your shit. They are literally doing the same thing that you're doing, very back the same energy where it's like, oh well, I can see how this outcome came out this way, but it's because, you're right. I see that you trying. I see that you did this and da da da. However, you could try to alternatively do this, and this. Well, really, you need to hear that no, it's you. No, you're doing this. We're not even going to talk about other people. We're not even going to talk about your relationships or how you can fix your relationships or how you can make your life better, how you can increase your finance. We got to work on you first and foremost before anything. Before we even talk about or bring up, don't come over here trying to bring up somebody else shit when you ain't willing to address your own. Let's address your shit. Let's unpack your shit. Put your bag on this counter. Let's unpack what you got going on. That's what you need, right? So, being that you're gonna come to realize at some point that you are the problem, all right? Whomever you're seeking advice from is not benefiting you in any way, shape, form, or capacity. In some way, you're going to defend yourself against this person, or you're going to stand up to this person, or is there something that you are going to defend? All right? But it's not giving like, oh, you've been giving me wrong advice and you've been fucking me over and da da da. It's more so like you're going to say, you know what, actually, I understand that you've been in some way helping me, whatever, in your mind's eye, okay? However, you are not providing me with the results that I need. It's like you're finally admitting that you are not investing in the right person, or you're not on the right path. You're gonna finally come to accept that. All right? And part of you defending yourself against this energy or standing up to this energy is by one, communicating how you truly feel, okay? But not only that, you're going to basically it's like you're turning the light on you're going to eventually turn the light on yourself, and you're just like, you know what? I really got to change some stuff about myself. I really got to do some things different. And I cannot keep excusing these behaviors. Why? Because it's harming me more than it's helping me. And at some point, something has got to stop. And it's only going to stop once I decide to stand up for myself, or once I decide to place myself in a favorable position to be able to stand in my power and have control over my life again. Because that's really what you want. You do not feel like you have control of your life. There's something going on that's just not working out for you. You may not be with the person that you want to be with. You may not have the desired income that you want. You may be living in a place that you don't want to live in, driving something that you don't want to drive. It's like you know that you are destined for more, or you can access or gain more, but in some way you've settled for something that you don't want. Why? Because you've given away your power. All right. So over the guarded, vulnerable, we have the Emperor coming out here. All right. A lot of Aries energy. So with the Emperor here over the guarded and vulnerable, is giving you transitioning out of feeling like you are a victim. You are transitioning out of woe is me, life is happening to me, and you're coming into an energy where you're able to manage yourself well, manage your time well, manage your risks well, manage your luck well, manage your relationships well. And part of managing all of these components is choosing well, choosing the right partners, choosing the right timing, choosing the right risks, choosing the right relationships. Yeah. Choosing when and where to use your luck as well. Because if you don't have the discernment to utilize certain energy or pour into certain things, okay, especially if it's not reciprocated. Now, if you're on the, on the spectrum of giving and receiving, then cool. But if you find that something is taken away from you more than it is gifting back to you, then you know, that's when you have to stand in your power and make a choice. Life is nothing but us making choices over and over and over again, even when we may feel like or think that we don't have a choice. We're always making choices every single day. All right? But like I said, life stops when you stop making choices for yourself. When you start to let the external world influence your decision making, or make you feel like, oh, I don't have a choice but to do this. I don't have a choice but to do this. That's not true. Now, there may be some significant steps that you have to take in order to get to your desired result, but you definitely have a choice. All right, we're gonna get a couple more of these cards. Okay, I only have 6 cards out, and I mean 8 cards out, and I feel like we're at an hour and 47 minutes. Oh my gosh. All right, so we had 2 cards come out. Then we have this. Oh damn, this is just okay. Wow. All right. All right, so I was about to pull for the decision making pile, and we have 4 cards that came out. So we have thoughts feeling trapped, past suffering, the moon card, and illusions. So basically, this just sums up what I already said, to be honest. All right, the decision making, thoughts. Okay, so the first one that came out was thoughts feeling trapped. All right, so you may be worried about some sort of worldly matter that's happening in your life, okay? And you're having to make a decision on whatever that is so that you can experience a better outcome, right? So you may be trapped in your head trying to figure out what is the solution, what is the answer, where it's you. All right? You are the problem, but you are also the solution, okay? A word. Past suffering. In some way, shape, or form, your past is significantly controlling your present. Okay, so whatever it is that you're working through or growing through is just it's literally an extension of something in the past. Remember, I was saying earlier where when someone who is an adult and they're still lying as an adult, like, you ever met someone that just lie about the most smallest things. It's like, okay, why did you even lie? Why? Because they that's become part of their design. Some people lie and don't even realize they lying because they've been spending 30 years lying. It just comes to them naturally. Why? Because as a child they learned how to lie and never corrected it. All right? As a teenager, they learned how to lie better and never corrected it. As a young adult, they came better at lying and never corrected it. So as a grown-ass adult, guess what happens? They learned how to lie better and didn't correct it. Now you're having children that you're teaching these habits to. And what do you think is going to happen? Like I said, children are karmic work. They're a mirror image of you. So, what you think will happen? And again, it's a hard pill to swallow. This is not something that a lot of people want to listen to on their timeline. Why? Because everybody want to be entertained by the stupid shit, by the shit that's irrelevant, that don't matter. Everybody want to cope with humor. The whole time you got a whole group of elites that sit there laughing at you, watching you, laughing at you, while you laugh at the pain and the trauma and the oppression and the poverty that you have yet to correct as a collective. But who's the joke on, really? Is it humorous now that that's what, it's triggering because, again, these people made you become this way. It's everybody else's fault. So instead of correcting it, let's continue to do the same exact things that's triggering us in the first place. That makes sense. A lot of sense. Sarcasm. Because the shit is stupid. Well, not stupid, but it's definitely ignorant. All right. But yes, your ability to make decisions has been distorted by something you did not correct in the past, a behavior that you have not corrected from the past. All right. So this can project itself into your reality as being you reliving the same exact situation over and over and over again. Why? Because this is what you're subconsciously calling forth to you. This is how you believe that this is what your life is supposed to be like. You've accepted it and you've let that spirit in. So if you've been betrayed in your past, you never corrected it, you never healed from it, you never released it, you never done the shadow work, you haven't, even if you have been betrayed, at some point in your life, you have to assume 100% responsibility for it, even if it was not your fault. Why? Because we all make choices and decisions. Okay, we're on this plane to learn certain shit. Okay, and I know it's easier said than done, but if you have been betrayed, okay, and part of your healing process is going to be you having to assume 100% responsibility of that betrayal. Because no matter how good it felt, you saw some shit that revealed to you that this person was betraying you and you ignored it. Why? Because it felt good to you. Okay? The ego, like I said. So again, it's not always everybody else's fault. You saw the signs, you ignored them. Now, as a child, it's not but so much that you can do. Okay, as a teenager, there's not but so much you can do. As a young adult, it's not but so much you can do. But once you start claiming that you grown and that you an adult, everything is your responsibility. Even when it ain't your motherfucking fault. And of course, we can cry about it not being fair. But what the fuck are you finna do about it? You need to let something go so that you can move forward. Because you're reliving experiences that you're not even supposed to be experiencing right now. Because you got betrayed by that one person, you think that everybody else is going to betray you. And you believe it. And because you believe it, that's exactly what's going to happen. You got cheated on in the past. So now you think everybody that's coming into your energy go cheat on you. You believe that. Why are you surprised that it's happening? You believe that you only supposed to be earning a certain value or a certain number every day. You believe that shit. Why are you surprised that it's manifesting? You believe that you are a liar. Why would you change it? You believe you ain't shit. You truly believe you ain't shit. So why are you surprised that it's manifesting? You do not believe that you are attractive. You have some sort of insecurity about your external appearance. So why are you shocked that you cannot lose the weight that you don't like? Why your face, why your body is not conforming to your command? Because you don't believe it. Y'all sit around and speak spell. Y'all swear up and down people be throwing spell work and stuff like that. And granted, some people ain't got shit to do and that's all they do. Okay? Now, I get that. But a lot of shit, we tend to speak over ourselves. And it can be something subtle. Like I said, y'all be making shit bigger than what it is, but it's always the small things that accumulate into bigger things. Imagine you say, oh, I have ADHD. And you say that shit every single time you do some shit that resonates with that energy. And your excuse is, oh, I have ADHD. And you wonder why you're wondering why this behavior is getting worse. Oh, I'm fat. Oh, I'm fat. I'm just fat. I'm fat. And you keep telling yourself that every single time someone says something that triggers you or you feel like you have to come to a defense. And you're not losing weight because you're constantly telling yourself that you're fat. Y'all be saying a lot of this shit to cope with humor, okay? Because a lot of people like, oh yeah, because man, I'm depressed and I'm suicidal, kiki. That shit ain't funny and it's not cute. Like, y'all niggas really be depressive and suicidal. And then you share that energy with other people. You are the fucking problem. But then you want to, oh, well, because my childhood and because of this, it's because I'm depressed. Bro. But you think it's funny, though. When you really need to address what the fuck happened in your childhood, okay? That shit ain't a fucking joke. And that's the thing about this generation, okay? Everybody think everything is a fucking game. And that shit is annoying, for real. Like, everybody, like, you can't even have a serious conversation without someone trying to joke their way out of being accountable or joke their way out of feeling uncomfortable. If you notice, a lot of people, when they are uncomfortable or when you trigger them or whatever, and they respond with some sort of joke or humor, that person is battling a lot that you may not want to intervene on or pick up or share. Because that shit ain't healthy, but it's becoming normalized. Okay? Why? Because in some way, shape, or form, you feel like the joke is on you anyway. So if you laugh before someone else laugh, that'll in some way protect you from feeling humiliated, embarrassed, or uncomfortable. That's how you cope, but you're not seeing no desired results. Why? Because you're still experiencing the same shit over and over again, but you just key that shit off and think that, oh, I'm just gonna walk away. That's how you get through it. But you've been getting through it for the last 10 years, the last 20 years, the last 50 years. You ain't coping with shit. You ain't getting through shit. You keep finding different masks to wear. That's why you sitting around confused about your identity, about how you should be presenting yourself. You're confused as to what you should be doing in life, who you should be doing it with, where and when you should be doing it. You're not seeing clearly. You're not hearing clearly. You're not thinking clearly. Why? Because you have all these disruptive, distorted, and disturbing thoughts that you ain't really handling, addressing, healing. Instead, these disturbing, distorted thoughts are being fed by and supported by and sponsored by the same motherfuckers that's supposed to be helping you out of this situation. That's the tea. That's the tea. You thinking that you investing in someone for some sort of advice, support to help and assist you, when it's just the shadow within you is just expanding and growing with this 9 energy. Expansion, growth, Sagittarius energy with this moon. The illusions are growing bigger. Your shadows are growing bigger. The darkness is growing deeper. The fog is getting thicker. The fire is spreading. Bro, come on now. It's so interesting how people are so fucking inclined to understanding what all is happening in the world and aware of the repetitive cycles, the cyclical events, but they living in the same fucking reality, still doing the same shit. Sometimes it don't pay to know shit. Sometimes you just gotta sit back and observe the observer. What's coming out under this fate and reflecting shadow work energy? We have 8 of Wands. Fate reflecting 8 of Wands. Something is coming towards you at a very high speed. And then we have 5 of Swords at the back of the deck with the Death. Yeah, you about to put an end to this shit. Whatever this is. Yeah, you're walking away and you're gonna put an end to whatever this is. You fed up. Yeah, with this because whomever this Queen of Wands is, we have the Queen of Wands, Seven of Wands to disharmony. You're putting an end to whatever this situation is because you're tired. You're tired of the conflicts. You're tired of the chaos. You're tired of the arguments. You're tired of putting yourself in competition. You're tired of comparing. And what did I say? We ain't never been afraid of apologizing over here. All right, that's falling under the Emperor. You're tired of the miscommunication. We have Ace of Wands coming out. You're ready to stand in your motherfucking power. You are. Now, yeah, I had to clock your T because there was something that you may have not been missing. But now that you know what the T is, you ready to perform. You ready to take a sip and perform. All right? Yeah, these cards switching up because y'all was getting on my nerves at this point. I mean, at first. So we have belief systems and facade. All right, like I was saying, it's like y'all were being fraudulent. Y'all were putting up this facade, or somebody was putting up a facade, and it always bears back. And that's why I say, and that's why I don't mind. Then we have separation and love as well. So again, someone is separating from this situation, separating themselves from whoever it is that they've gotten this advice from, but also they're separating themselves from the parts of them that not only attracted and magnetized the energy, but enabled this energy, which in turn says that they are separating from the parts of themselves that is toxic. Somebody don't want to be toxic no more. Somebody don't want to keep investing into toxic ass relationship dynamics. Because it's starting to, it's giving, at first, that toxic shit was fun for somebody because they were getting something out of it. But it was only supposed to be a temporary thing. Yeah. And then we have attractive coming out. But anyway, the toxic shit was fun for somebody at first because they were getting something out of it. They were benefiting from the toxicity. But the thing about it is, someone thought that something was going to be temporary and they ended up having to lock in. All right? Somebody thought something was temporary and they ended up having to lock in even though they did not want to. Why? Because they were operating in a fraudulent energy. So, in turn, that's just what you manifested for yourself. Because in some way, shape, or form, you believe that you were that fraudulent person. And this goes back to me saying that this is giving the energy of like when people grow up privileged but want to act like they are in poverty, so they have to keep up with the act. That's what this is giving. But somebody don't want to act no more. Somebody don't want to be a fraud no more. Somebody don't want to pretend because it's coming with too much of a burden to carry, and it's causing conflicts and confusion and mental health issues and disorder and diseases and all different types of shit. And somebody wants out. And whomever has been giving this person advice or has been training this person, okay, whoever that this person has given away their power to, they're ready to up their defenses or defend themselves against this person, stand against this person, or walk away from this person because they're just like, they're starting to realize that, damn, you a fraud too. I'm a fraud, you a fraud, we a fraud together. And I don't want to be toxic anymore. I don't want to keep up this storyline anymore. I don't want the weight of whatever or what all this is really fucking with somebody. It's fucking with their consciousness. It's fucking with their ascension. It's fucking with their mind, their mental health. It's fucking with how they're showing up in their other relationships. It's fucking with their money now. It's fucking with their with their scheduling. It's fucking with their bills. It's fucking with everything that they have going on. And guess what happens? That energy is being shared with third parties or with others. Because guess what happens? Okay, when you put a rotten apple, okay, with other apples, or a rotten fruit with other fruit, what's going to happen? That shit is going to spread quickly like a fire. So it's not just one rotten apple, because it's given like, oh well, that fruit is right, we'll just toss them out, you know, oh well, they don't have to be a part of our shit. But then you look around and you're like, well damn, that one rotten too. All right, well fuck them too. Well, what happens when all of them are rotten? Leader, captain, head, queen of wands, whoever you are, what happens? You want to be the leader in power. What happens when all your apples are rotten? What happens when all your fruits become rotten? Leader? Leader with all the good advice? Leader with all the credentials? Leader with all the timing in the world? With all the experiences in the world that you lied about? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where is all that education now? Leader? Because your followers are starting to fall the fuck off. Your followers need your help. Your followers need you. And they're starting to see that you're not really who you say you are, because just as quickly as you brought them in is as quickly as you disposed of them, like they weren't shit. Then you look around and you think that your way of, oh well, you're rotten, or you're not doing what I say, or you're not complying with what we got going on, or you're not doing this. This is how I trained you. This is how I programmed you. This is how I groomed you. This is how I advised you. This is what I advised. This is what we spoke about in this mentorship. But there's nothing coming from it. Why? Because something that was supposed to be temporary ended up becoming long term. And that was never in the plan. So now that you have all these rotting fruits that you thought that you could just dispose of, are starting to regain their essential nutrients and starting to wake up to the facade, the fraud in them, the fraud in you, the fraud in them. And it's acting like a little domino effect. It's a trickle effect. It's spreading. Yeah. Yeah, man. This is a very important time for everybody. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you believe. None of that shit matter. Because it's a whole reset that's about to happen. That is currently already happening. There's a transfer that's happening right now. And we're all a part of it. Whether you know it or not. Whether you accept it or not, motherfucker, the changes and the shifts are happening with you, whether you know it or not. Therefore, this is a time not to add fire to fire, because they're just going to make a bigger fire. Okay? This is the time for the true leaders to come and to take on their role or their position to correct everything, every mistake that happened, which is not going to happen overnight. But with the right leadership, substantial changes can be made. It's not about the outside external looks anymore. It's not about the marketing or how you can because motherfuckers is waking up. Everything is becoming conscious and aware. So if you aren't providing the results, motherfucker, your popularity, your follower count, none of that shit is going to matter. If y'all don't see what's happening, bro, like, and on top of that, it's some of y'all out here that want to get mad and attack people for speaking on shit that's already happening, that's already awakened, that's already been talked about through for I don't know how long. Getting mad and attacking, it's not solving a damn thing in this world. It's not, and y'all know it. And a lot of people refuse to accept this shit because we've been operating on a certain system for so long, or operating from a certain system for so long, that it has become normal, when it's not necessarily normal. People have just become whatever this is, or have conformed to whatever this is because of repetition. Going back to the interpretation, something that stemmed from years and centuries ago, that were never corrected for whatever reason, is going to only accumulate a bigger conflict. And we are aware of it. And yet, every single small correction is like, no, we can't do that. Because eventually something is no longer going to work in our favor. Me playing the victim is no longer going to work for me if we make these changes. My wealth is no longer going to matter if we make these changes. My status is no longer going to matter if we make these changes. Okay? My follower count is no longer going to matter if we make these changes. My influence is no longer going to matter if we make these changes. Not realizing that, wait, if I make these changes, I can just redevelop what I already have in a different way that is in alignment with the corrective measures that is necessary for life to still life. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. Peace.